I like to work in layers, 5 or more transparent layers. The transparent colors and shapes mix together and make new shapes. But sometimes the painting gets too dark, like this one today. I need a bright touch, a dominant reflection. This Monday, I came upon the idea to try gold. Real gold glued on the painting. Well, shall I tell you a little about what I've been doing and why I have been doing it? This is, for me, one of the more interesting buildings of the government buildings here in The Hague. It's the old Department of Justice. It's a classical building, and there is more variation in this building than the other older buildings, the government buildings. But still, it's not an easy one, because there are no surprises in this architecture. The only surprise for me maybe is that clock over here in that deep red color. But the windows, those windows, for example, they are just placed there where you expect them to find. So there is a window over here, and then you expect another window next to it, and you will find it in this almost the same size, and then you will expect quite the same window under it, and yes, there is one over there. And that's very, very difficult to paint, because you will find the same result without any surprise. So I felt that I needed to find a certain contradiction, a different way of painting, where I could surprise myself, and a contradiction in that very well organized architecture style. And that's why I prefer to drip and splash this painting instead of painting with a brush. I even use my fingers to paint. Then there is this other frame that I chose, and that's because I wanted to make an illusion as if this building is bigger. When we see more of the building, the contour tells us that the building stops over here and stops over here. But now the frame is actually too small to show the whole building, and that gives me the illusion that the building is too big for the frame, as you know what I mean. And I like that because it appears in shadow, light, reflection behind those branches of the trees. And then there are a few remarkable pigments. I used here and there pure ultramarine blue, because sometimes I put my brush on a piece of paper while I'm painting, and then the next day that splash with water and pure ultramarine blue has dried, and then I see what a beautiful kind of strong color it is. And I regret that I never use it in a painting that way, just a splash of ultramarine blue. In this larger composition I was able to do it. In this shadow, for example, it became colorless. The tone was right, but the color was dead. And then I just splashed pure ultramarine blue on it here and there. And that brought exactly the right effect that I was looking for. This is the effect of a kind of coincidences that make this very well organized, planned building in a way that it appears somewhere. It appears in a mess of dripping and splashing paint. And then, of course, I used gold for the first time in a watercolor painting. And that I came upon this idea because Monday I arrived here and I saw this painting, countless layers over each other, and I was not happy with the darker mood and the darker colors that I reached by all those layers over each other. And then I thought I need a very clear reflecting color, and it must almost lay upon all those layers as a final bright layer. And then suddenly I thought, gold. I can't put gold over it. I've seen my framer working with that several times. He uses this on several old-fashioned classic frames, of course. And first I tried it with brass. It looks the same now in the beginning, but I know that after a few months or years, the brass will become darker brown greenish. It will not reflect anymore very strong. So now I play with brass and real gold, and the real gold remains the same for forever. So then you have a very shiny gold after several months and a darker, warmer brass behind it. It creates depth. And I can tell you that this was really exciting to use the brass and gold over all those layers of dark watercolor paint. And yeah, it was so exciting that I feel that I will use this more and more. There is another painting of this building over here in the studio, and I want to put some gold over it as well, and brass. And I will start another painting this week. And I already think about how to use gold and brass as well over that one.